Well, welcome back, guys. This is kind of a sudden thing that came up, and I decided to record it to show you guys just in case you have a Mini Cooper. This is the one that I overhauled and got back up and going on my channel, and it is no longer my car. I gave it to my daughter. My oldest daughter needed a car, and so I had my youngest daughter give my oldest daughter her 2008 Passat, and then I gave my youngest daughter this one because she doesn't have a family, and so this car's been a great little car for her. Typical teenager. Look at that mess down there. Typical teenager car. I keep yelling at her to clean it, but she refuses to. But it's her car. I can't cry about it. But anyway, here she is again, guys. And today, what we are going to be doing what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on the heater system. Well, to be more precise, the blower. What has happened is she has reported to me that she said the air conditioner was out, and so I was thinking, oh, okay, so it's not blowing cold air, something's wrong with the AC. But when I got in here, I came to realize that it was not the AC. It was actually the blower. See, I've got the blower turned all the way up, and it is not moving. There's no movement at all. So what I got to do is I got to check out the blower motor. And the first thing is we got to make sure that the blower motor is not just hung up on something that came into the system before I tear this apart. That is the first step. And that I have to get up underneath here and get the filter out and reach way up in there and spin the fan. I'm going to get things removed under there, and then I'll be right back. Okay, up under here is the cover to the filter, and you have to get these screws out. Well, that one is not even in here. I don't know where that one went. And then there's one on this side. Well, at least there was. So normally there's a screw there and on the other side. So since those screws are off, all we have to do is pull this outward, because it's a little clip there, pull it outward and the whole thing will pop off. Let me see if I can do that on camera with one hand here. There we go. Okay, so this is off. So here's the filter. There's a little track that it slides up into. The filter was just replaced not too long ago, so that looks good. All right, so here's the air box here, and what you have to do is you have to reach way up in here. Let me see if I can get it on camera. Right there is the fan on the left side of the screen there, and I need to reach up in there, which is not hard, and turn that fan to see if it is frozen up, and that will help me determine my next step. It doesn't feel like it's really stuck. It definitely feels a little stiff. So it's Christmas time, so guess what my daughter's going to get for Christmas? She's going to get a fan motor. Okay, so since I turned it a few times, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the car here and turn the fan back up. Okay, there's no movement at all. Look at that garbage under the seat. Interesting. Okay, so there's no movement at all from that fan. So the next step is going to be removing the fan motor. Okay, in order to remove the fan motor, we have to get up into there because that's the motor right there. And that's the one that we're going to pull off. And I'm going to remove it and put it on my bench and connect power up to it, make sure that it is in fact dead. So in order to get that off, we're going to have to move this computer right here, this computer component, in order to slide it out all the way. That shouldn't be too much problems. And then we got to remove, of course, the cover pieces and dig in deep. We're going deep, guys. Okay, so I'm going to use a 6mm socket to get these bolts out here. Just in case you're going to do this job. I wish you luck. No, I'm just kidding. But no, these are 6mm here, and then this panel should come off pretty easily. We shall see, right? And by the way, it is very cold out in the desert in Arizona here. Thought I would let you know. Of course, not as cold as some of the areas in the country. I feel sorry for them. Okay, so now we've kind of opened up the fan area a little bit more. Got that panel out of the way, and now gotta see what kind of bolt. Looks like a 10mm. Record this for y'all. Hey, there you go. Got that balance on my pedal. Okay, so this is a 10mm. Oops, that didn't work out too good, did it? Okay, so it's kind of got some thread locker, self-locking nut here. Imagine that so that this thing don't rattle off and fall down into the way. Sorry for the bouncy camera. I'm trying to show you this process. And that is that control unit there with the green plug that I'm trying to... Way up here, there's another one. Heaven help me. So at the very top, there's another, more than likely 10mm. Okay, so we'll get that off and then we'll be back. Okay, so now this computer component is down. That is where the top bolt is. And then this is where the lower bolt is, and that top one has to come off or this thing will not come out. Now, with that out of the way, we should have plenty of room to undo this one and to pull this out. And as you can see, there's 3 bolts. Get something to point at it. Here we go. Okay, there are 3 bolts for this blower motor here. There's one right there, there's one way up there, and then there's one right here. And if you get those 3 bolts out, or screws, they're more like screws, then this whole fan component will slide out, and hopefully we don't have to remove anything else to get that out. And it's going to be a Torx bit. So let's go find a proper Torx bit for that. Be right back. Alright guys, I got my phone set up here so I can... Okay, this is a little bit too big, so we got to get out something a little bit smaller. I'm hoping they don't require something special for these guys. Nope, looks like I got it. So get my ratchet going and then we'll get it out. I'm actually on a time limit to get this out. My daughter's got a job interview to go to, so I want to get her car back to her. This car's actually got one of the most easiest looking heater cores I've ever seen. I'll point that out to you guys in just a second. There's one. Now to get this out, now we just got to work it out from, let me get that in focus. Now we just have to work it out from underneath that wiring harness that goes up top, and we should be able to back it out enough. It'll take a little bit of maneuvering, but we'll get it done. So I wish I could hold the camera and do this to show you guys, but it's just impossible. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. Okay guys, it's out, but I wanted to very quickly show you guys something about it that might help you get yours out if you have to. It pretty much sits in there like this, and that top wiring harness you saw goes right over this here. And once I got the bottom part out past the bracket up there, I had to hold it like this, and with my thumb push that harness up all the way I could, and I had to squish it a little bit in order to pop this out. And once it came out really easily. When it got down to the gas pedal, I just had to push the gas pedal down and it slid right out. So now we'll get it onto the bench and see if it's fried or not. Okay guys, here's what I wound up doing. I didn't record it because I actually did not think it was going to work, okay? What I did was I removed these two screws and that screw, and this came off of the motor, and I was able to access that bearing from here, and this bearing, after this cover was moved, I was able to access that bearing there, and I just dumped a bunch of brake free. Brake free is a really good product. I use it on all my firearms. Never has let me down. And I sprayed it on there, and then I gave it a few spins, and I could tell that it's starting to free up. And then I brought it in here, and you can see that. That's a sign of what the outcome is. Let me plug it in, and I'll show you. There you go, guys. It is officially working. And I could crank it all the way up, going around some of the crap she has in here. I can turn it all the way off, kick it back on low, and it's spinning. I can put it all the way maximum. And shut it off. Oops. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall this, get it going, and if we have any further problems with this motor, I will update the description and tell you what we had happen. It's very easy to pull out, considering, and if it does go out on her again, I'm going to go ahead and just order it. I know what it looks like. I got plenty of video of it, so I will be able to find a replacement just fine. And if you ever replace your blower motor, keep in mind that the one specific for this one has to be compatible with automatic air conditioning, and it allows you to set a certain temperature, and this thing will kick up and down in order to maintain the correct temperature within the car. So I'm going to go ahead and install it. It installs pretty much the same way it came out. Just be careful, wiggle, move things around, and you will be able to get it out just fine. Okay guys, so now we're going to give it a test. I got the motor reinstalled, and I got that computer piece reattached. So we're going to go ahead and give it a test. So we're going to go ahead and start it up this time. Okay, she's running. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn on the blower. Turn this baby up. And turn it to blow on the upper part. Let's see. Okay, it's blowing out the uppers. And now let's turn it up to the defrost. Okay, it's blowing defrost, and now we'll put it to the floor. And we fill it on the floor now. Alright guys, well that is a quick fix for the 2011 Mini Cooper blower motor. I would imagine that at one time it will go out again, but this is a quick fix, and if it does go out, we'll go ahead and buy her a new one. But until then, she's going to work. Alright guys, thanks for watching Cobra Vids. I enjoyed bringing this one to you. This is a helpful video for all of you Cooper owners. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, like the video, because it really helps me. And we'll see you on the next one.